Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the English Ladder podcast. I'm your host, and I'm so glad you've joined us today for another step up your language learning ladder. Have you ever felt frustrated because you learn a new word today, but by tomorrow it's completely gone? It's like your brain has a hole in it, right? Well, let me tell you a secret. There is nothing wrong with your memory. You just haven't been shown the right way to make those words stick. In today's episode, titled The Ultimate Strategy to Never Forget English Vocabulary, we are going to change that forever. I'm going to share with you some powerful, proven techniques that will help you move words from your short-term memory into your long-term, forever memory. We aren't just going to talk about theory, we are going to practice together. We'll look at how to stop learning isolated words and start building meaningful connections. By the end of this session, you'll have a clear roadmap to expand your vocabulary and, more importantly, keep it. So, if you're ready to stop forgetting and start speaking more fluently, let's get into the heart of today's lesson. Make sure you have your notebook ready because you're going to want to write these tips down. Let's begin our climb.
Stop learning words in isolation. All right, let's start with step 1. This is the biggest mistake I see students making, studying long lists of single words. If you just memorize a word by itself, it's like a person without a home. Your brain doesn't know where to put it, so it just lets it go. To make a word stick, you need to give it a neighborhood. You need to put it into a context. Instead of learning one word, learn a short, natural phrase. Let me show you how this works with some practical examples. Take the word purchase. It's a formal way to say buy. Instead of just repeating purchase, purchase, let's build a scene. Imagine you are at a store. Say this with me. I'd like to purchase this gift. Good. Now let's make it more natural. Did you purchase those shoes online? Do you see the difference? Now your brain associates the word with shoes and shopping, not just a translation. Let's try another one. Adjust. This means to change something slightly to make it right. Instead of the word alone, think of your daily life. Say, I need to adjust my chair, it's too low. Or imagine you are traveling. It took me a few days to adjust to the new time zone. By doing this, you aren't just memorizing a definition, you are learning how the word behaves in the real world. Every time you find a new word, your challenge is to create 3 simple sentences that you might actually say in your own life. Don't just be a word collector, be a sentence builder. This is how you climb the ladder to fluency. Now let's move on to our next technique, which is all about the timing of your practice. The 24-hour rule and making it personal. Now that we know we should learn sentences instead of single words, let's talk about timing. There is a famous rule in language learning. Use it or lose it. Your brain is like a filter. It constantly asks, is this information useful? If you learn a word and don't use it within the first 24 hours, your brain thinks it's trash and throws it away. To prevent this, you must use the new word immediately. Send a text, write a comment on YouTube, or even talk to your pet. Just get it out of your head and into the world. But here is the real secret sauce. Make it personal. Your brain loves you. It remembers things that are connected to your emotions, your family, and your history. If a word is connected to a memory, it becomes unforgettable. For example, let's take the word hectic. This means very busy and full of activity. Instead of a random sentence, think about your own life. Was your yesterday busy? Say this, my schedule was so hectic yesterday because of the meeting. Feel that stress for a second. Now the word hectic belongs to you. Let's try another one, relieved. This is the feeling when something unpleasant stops or doesn't happen. Think of a time you were worried. Maybe you thought you lost your keys? Say, I was so relieved when I found my keys in my jacket. When you use your own memories, you're not just studying, you're storytelling. This creates a deep mental anchor. So every time you learn a new word, don't ask, what does this mean? Ask, how does this relate to my life? In the next part, we're going to look at how to turn your vocabulary into a mental movie. Stay tuned.
Create a mental movie. Visualization. Moving on to our next powerful strategy, visualization. Did you know that your brain processes images thousands of times faster than text? When you hear a word, don't just think of the letters. I want you to direct a mini movie in your head. If you can see it, you can keep it. Let me show you how to do this with the word stroll. A stroll is a slow, relaxed walk, usually for pleasure. Now, close your eyes for a second. Don't just say, I am strolling. Imagine a beautiful park. Feel the sun on your face, hear the birds, and see yourself walking slowly, without any hurry. Now say it out loud. We took a lovely stroll along the beach at sunset. Can you see the orange sky? Good. That image is now the glue that holds the word in your memory. Let's try another one. Cluttered. This describes a place filled with too many things, making it messy. Instead of just memorizing the definition, visualize your own desk or a room in your house when it's a mess. See the piles of paper, the coffee mugs, and the pens everywhere. Now say, I can't work properly when my desk is so cluttered. By creating these mental pictures, you're using your visual memory, which is much stronger than your verbal memory. You aren't just a student anymore, you are an artist painting English into your mind. This technique turns boring vocabulary into a vivid 3D experience. But what if you have many words to learn at once? How do you organize them? That's exactly what we'll cover in the next part, the power of grouping. The power of grouping and storytelling. Now, let's talk about a game changer, grouping. Your brain is like a library. If you just throw books on the floor, you'll never find what you need. You must put them on the right shelves. Instead of learning random words, learn them in families or themes. Let's build a family of words for the workplace. First, the word is deadline, the time when a task must be finished. Say it with me. The deadline is Friday. Next, we have prioritize, deciding which task is most important. I need to prioritize my emails. Finally, let's take collaborate, to work together with others. We need to collaborate on this project. Now, here is where the magic happens, the story. Let's connect these three strangers into a family. Imagine this. I have a tight deadline this week, so I have to prioritize my tasks and collaborate with my team to get everything done. Do you see what we just did? We created a mental map. Your brain doesn't see three separate words anymore, it sees one single situation. When you remember the office story, you automatically remember all three words. This is much more effective than learning one word about the kitchen, one about the weather, and one about sports. So your homework is this. Whenever you find a new word, find two more words that relate to it and build a tiny 3-sentence story. This simple habit will double your learning speed. We are almost at the end of our climb for today. Stay with me for the final wrap-up and some special tips in the closing part. The power of sound and shadowing. Now, let's take our vocabulary journey to the next level. We've talked about seeing the word and writing it, but what about hearing and mimicking it? This is where a technique called shadowing comes in. Your ears are a direct gateway to your memory. If you only read a word, you only know half of it. To truly own a word, you need to feel its rhythm in your mouth. Let's practice this with the word enthusiastic. This means showing intense enjoyment or interest. It's a long word, right? Don't just look at it. Listen to me and repeat it exactly as I say it. She was very enthusiastic about the new project. Try it again, and this time copy my energy. She was very enthusiastic about the new project. When you mimic the tone and the speed, your brain creates a sound anchor.
You'll find that it's much harder to forget a word when your muscles, your tongue, and your lips actually remember how to say it. Another great tip is to use audio-visual linking. If you learn a new word, try to find a 5-second clip of it on YouTube or a movie scene. Hearing a famous actor say a word makes it 10 times more memorable than seeing it in a dry dictionary. For instance, if you learn the word incredible and you hear it in an exciting movie trailer, that emotion gets attached to the word. So don't just be a silent learner, be a loud one. Shadow the sentences we built today. Use your voice to lock those words into your brain. Coming up next, we're going to talk about a mistake almost every student makes with their vocabulary notebooks and how you can fix it.
Rethinking your vocabulary notebook. Now, let's talk about that notebook sitting on your desk. Most students use their vocabulary notebooks like a graveyard. They write a word down and it's never seen again. If your notebook is just a long list of words and translations, you're doing it wrong. To climb the English ladder, your notebook needs to be alive. Instead of writing 20 words a day and remembering none, I want you to focus on just 3 words, but go deep with them. This is the quality over quantity rule. For each new word, like the word substantial, which means large in size, value, or importance, don't just write the meaning. Dedicate a small section to it. Write the word, then write its collocations. These are words that naturally go together. For example, a substantial amount, a substantial change, or a substantial improvement. Then draw a small symbol next to it. For substantial, you could draw a large upward arrow. This combines the visual and the written. Finally, leave some blank space under the word. Why? Because in 2 days, you should come back and write a new sentence about something that happened to you using that word. For instance, I've made substantial progress in my English this month. By revisiting the same page multiple times, you are practicing spaced repetition. You are telling your brain, hey, this word substantial keeps appearing. We better keep it. Stop trying to collect thousands of words. Start mastering a few every day. In the next part, we'll discuss the environment secret, how to surround yourself with English without even trying. The environment secret, mental labeling. Now let's look at how you can learn English while you're doing the dishes, driving, or even walking your dog. We call this mental labeling, and it's one of the fastest ways to build a bridge between your brain and the English language. You don't need to live in London or New York to be surrounded by English. You can create your own English bubble right where you are. Every object around you is an opportunity. For example, look at the word essential. It means something that is absolutely necessary. Instead of just studying it in a book, look around your room. Point at your laptop and say, my computer is essential for my work. Point at your coffee machine. Coffee is an essential part of my morning routine. By doing this, you are turning your physical environment into a giant dictionary. But let's take it a step further. Use sticky notes, but with a twist. Don't just write the name of the object. Write an action or an adjective associated with it. On your mirror, don't just write mirror. Write reflect. I need to reflect on my goals today. On your fridge, write nutritious. I want to eat more nutritious food. When you see these words in your physical space every single day, your brain stops treating them as foreign words. They become part of your home. They become familiar. This technique is powerful because it removes the study aspect and replaces it with living. You are no longer just a student of English. You are a person who lives in English. In the next part, we're going to talk about the sleep connection, how your brain actually finishes your learning while you're dreaming.
The sleep connection and power of rest. Now, I want to share something that might surprise you. Did you know that your brain actually does some of its best English learning while you are fast asleep? It's true. Science shows that during sleep, your brain is busy organizing information, moving new words from your temporary folder into your permanent hard drive. This is why reviewing before bed is a magic trick for your memory. If you spend just 5 minutes, only 5 minutes, looking at those 3 sentences we talked about earlier right before you turn off the lights, you are giving your brain a specific task for the night. You are saying, "Hey brain, this is the last thing I thought about, so it must be important. Please save it." Let's try this with a very useful word, accomplish. It means to finish something successfully or to achieve a goal. Say it with me. I feel great when I accomplish my daily tasks. Now imagine yourself lying in bed thinking, "Today I accomplished my goal of practicing English." By making this the last thought of your day, your brain will continue to process that word accomplish while you dream. And don't forget the power of the micro break. If you study for 2 hours straight, your brain gets tired and starts to leak information. Instead, try the 25-5 rule. Study for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break where you do nothing related to English. Let your brain breathe. During those 5 minutes, your mind is actually working behind the scenes to strengthen the connections you just made. We are reaching the peak of our climb today. In the next part, we are going to talk about the final, most important mindset shift you need to make to become a fluent speaker.
The mindset shift, quantity versus fluency. We've talked a lot about techniques today, but there's one thing that is more powerful than any memory trick: your mindset. Many learners stay at the bottom of the ladder because they are afraid of making mistakes. They wait until they know enough words before they start speaking. But here's the truth. You don't need 10,000 words to be fluent. You need to be brave with the 500 words you already know. Think about the word vague. It means something that is not clear or specific. Many students have a vague idea of how to use English because they are too focused on being perfect. I want you to flip that. Instead of trying to be perfect, try to be expressive. Say this with me. My plans for the weekend are still a bit vague. It's a simple, natural sentence. You don't need a complex grammatical structure to sound smart. You just need the right word in the right place. Don't wait for a perfect moment to use your new vocabulary. If you learn a word like appreciate to recognize the value of something, use it today. Tell a friend, "I really appreciate your help." Even if your grammar isn't 100% correct, the fact that you used a new, meaningful word is a huge victory. The goal of the English Ladder podcast isn't to turn you into a walking dictionary. Our goal is to turn you into a communicator, someone who can share feelings, ideas, and stories. Every time you use a new word, you are adding a new color to your painting. Don't worry about the mess, just keep painting. We are now approaching our final destination for today's episode. I have a very special challenge for you in the next part that will tie everything together. We have reached the top of our ladder for today. We've covered everything from the 24-hour rule and personal storytelling to the power of visualization and self-recording. Remember, the secret to a great memory isn't a superpower. It's simply about being consistent and making English a part of your real life. Don't try to learn everything at once. Just take one small step every day, and before you know it, you'll be standing at the peak of fluency. I really hope these strategies help you feel more confident in your English journey. If you enjoyed this episode of the English Ladder podcast, please show your support by hitting that like button. It really helps the channel grow and reach more learners like you. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a step in our future lessons. Now, I have a small task for you. Go to the comments section right now and write one sentence using any of the new words we practiced today, maybe substantial, hectic, or consistent. I personally read every comment, and I can't wait to see your examples. Thank you so much for listening, for practicing, and for being such an important part of this community. Your dedication is what keeps this podcast going. Keep climbing, keep believing in yourself, and I will see you in the next video to continue our journey together. Until then, take care and goodbye for now.